there's no better way to get better at football than playing football. So if you want to,
Taylor's going to finish it.
I've always been confident in my abilities. I think, I'm a guy that can go out there, and I always believe in myself that I'm going to get open and make the play if they throw me the ball.
The third. Ryan, end zone shot for Pierce. He caught it. Oh, what
a... Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Colts Cast. We are here to talk about everything and anything Indianapolis Colts. He is Jamal Lawrence, and I'm Eric Smith, your co-host of the Colts Cast. Look, everybody, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts, Colts Nation. If you're on YouTube, that's the best way to support us. And ladies and gentlemen, it is completely free. The Indianapolis Colts triumphed over the Tennessee Titans 23-16 at home in a lovely, lovely fashion. Game-sealing interception. I knew it was coming too. I knew Tannehill did not have it in him. What a game. Now, biggest news of the day, Anthony Richardson is, as you all may know, He's initially thought to have a sprained AC joint, but will undergo an MRI tonight. He's probably already doing that right now, but at the time of this recording, we do not have the news. Yet. But let's talk about everything, Jamal. Where are we starting at?
Let's start off, man. Let's go offense first. Actually, I don't even know. I mean, let's start off offense first. More specifically, Zack Moss. I mean, first off, this is a great game all the way around. It was nice to see us on top and staying on top and just kind of controlling the field the entire time. So I really enjoyed that. And it was all thanks to Zack Moss. I mean, it's just that plain and simple. My man was on another level today. He looked unreal.
Jonathan Taylor, who? No, let me stop.
Oh, yeah, dude, talking out his neck right now. Boy. Yeah, and by the way, all y'all lucky Eric was the one who got a chance to drop that episode about JT signing, because you already know I was going to call out names. I was going to call it out. So.
Relax.
So, no, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, shout out for dropping that. But y'all better be lucky for real, though. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. Zack Moss, unreal out there, 23 carries. 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Longest was 56 yards, and he was catching the ball and doing some wild stuff. Hey, man, I mean, again, you couldn't ask for anything better than that from Zack Moss. He was all over the place. Started off the game out the gate strong, showing why he is here, showing that he is a presence on this field. And there's nothing more you can ask for with somebody like that. Dude is humble, he's hungry, and he showed us that breakaway speed today. That thing was something serious. I mean, when he was just cutting through some of these holes, especially on that 56-yard run, there was no yard after contact. My man just went straight through and blazed the secondary. That awesome game for him all the way around, held down the fort for us, and it was nice to see. It was nice to see that he's consistently doing this. I mean, I think last week he had I don't want to call it off game, but it was a sub 100 game. So it's nice to see him be able to drop this many yards like that and be efficient, 2 touchdowns, and still be efficient with his hands too. So great job from him all the way around. That's the first guy I wanted just to mention off the bat. Eric, go ahead.
He was the offense today, basically.
Yeah.
I won't say all of it, but it started with Zack Moss and it also ended with Zack Moss. Did you mention the 7.2 yards per carry he had?
Boy,
I mean, on 23 carries, it wasn't just all 5 carries where he got off some splendid runs. I mean, the man was just grinding back there. 7.2 yards per carry. That is above elite status. I mean, we are at God tier now. But I thought the offensive line, I mean, credit to them. They have been stellar. Those lanes were open. Even when there weren't lanes, Zack Moss killed it. But incredible run blocking from this line, because Zack Moss, where he really flourished at was through the middle, up the middle. I mean, he just had, whether it was a hole or 2 holes, he had his way, and he did what he did best. And we always talked about, we talked about last time when, what was it, about a year ago, when we had a Nyheim Hines trade and people were saying Zack Moss was a bag of chips. Well, he is an incredible bag of chips, guys, because he has been amazing for us, even with JT back. But yeah, Jamal, the MVP of the game, Zack Moss, has to be him.
Yeah, without question. Great to see him out there, and I'm excited to see what he's still going to bring Forwards for the rest of the season, and I want to talk about his counterpart here, Jonathan Taylor, as well. JT, we knew he was going to be on a super low pitch count. I didn't know it was going to be that low. I'm not going to lie to you. I knew it would be low, but I figured he'd have a little more. I think he ended with just 6 rushes, 6 carries for 18 yards, and he had a catch 2 as well, I believe. So
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why he had a low amount of carries. You riding the hot hand.
Yeah, no, yeah. Hey, listen, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I was just thinking that maybe he would have a couple more plays. And it's been 800 days, 290 days since he's been playing in a game or whatever the case is. I forgot the number. Don't matter. Point is, he hadn't seen the field in, a year. So it's been a long time coming. So I expect some things out of him in the future. But it's Zack Moss Day. JT, we love you, man. But it's Zack Moss Day today. But Eric, I gotta say, man, my next up though. Is a dude who I was even telling some of the people in my fantasy league. I say, y'all better watch out because this dude may mess around and lead the Colts in receptions this year. Josh Downs, freaking killing it today. 6 receptions, 97 yards, that big 38-yard bomb he caught from AR, and he was batting 1,000 today. 6 catches.
That was the huge grab.
Yeah.
Huge grab. He pulled that thing down. I mean, he had 2 defenders on him. It was kind of reminiscent of the Michael Pittman Jr. grab. Probably not as good, but he held that thing down after getting hit. Josh Downs is that guy. He plays bigger than his size, and he's obviously a favorite target for any quarterback. Now, he didn't lead the team in targets, but he was second. I mean, he was right there. But we didn't really have to pass the ball a lot today. I felt like we always had that lead going. We could lean on our run game. But Josh Downs, magnificent day for him. We saw what he did, run yards after the catch. This is why we wanted to draft him, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely right. He did exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, he's a killer.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, what you got, Eric?
Look, Gardner Minshew, we didn't talk about Minshew. Let's talk about the quarterbacks a little. Yeah. I thought Anthony Richardson was having a pretty good day. He was 9 for 12, 98 yards, took 1 sack. It just, he was having a pretty good day. Of course, Zack Moss was killing it, so he didn't have to sling it too hard. But when he did have to sling it, I thought he made some very good throws. I think at the very beginning of the game, there was some confusion. It might have been that first drive I was thinking of, but it seemed like, I don't know, when it was a throw to Michael Pittman and he cut in and then cut back out on his go route. It seems like you could tell they weren't on the same page as Anthony Richardson. Now, initially I thought, wow, he overthrew that, but they showed a replay and it looked like he anticipated Michael Pittman to be a little further down that sideline instead of cutting in and back out. So, just some confusion there. But after that, I felt like they got it going. Richardson was on point. Of course, until his unfortunate shoulder injury. And I have to say, it is a tremendous asset to have this type of talent as a runner at quarterback. But this is starting to become a weekly occurrence. So this is, you have to ask the question now, and I don't want people to answer it now. I mean, you can in the comments if you want, but is he considered injury prone now? Because it's the 3rd time in 4 NFL games that he hasn't finished the game. We could call that unlucky, but it's starting to pile up where, it's starting to balance where I could see an argument on both sides to say, man, this man is going down. And it's not like he went down like he got crushed. I mean, yeah, he took a pretty good hit and he landed on that shoulder, but man, I thought he was going to get up fine. Instead, he had that nasty shoulder injury. I thought it was worse than it was because he was grimacing in pain. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Jamal? It's something we have to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have to. And, and that's one thing I will say about being at the game because it was there today. They didn't show the replay or anything like that. They didn't put any close-ups of Richardson's face. So even when he was walking off the field, obviously you knew he was injured. But from my seat, it was hard to tell exactly what the problem was. So it was disappointing. I saw him walking to the locker room. But, like you were just saying, though, man, 3 out of 4 games, that's an issue, that it really is an issue. And it's a scary one just because we know, and he looked like he's been playing safer ball. He's been trying to at least, but still some of these hits they're going to add up. And again, I know that this one wasn't one where he tried to take someone head on or whatever. It's just you can call it unlucky just by the way he fell, but it's just a little frustrating when you expect you get so hype and so ready to go, and then it seems like something so minute takes him out each time. So it's a little scary. And I didn't think that, Minshew, and I'm sure Minshew didn't think either, that he's going to constantly be in there for what it's worth. I mean, he's getting PT every single game, and I mean, I know it's been great to see him come in and be able to take over the game, but I just really hate seeing our number 4, first round draft pick just go down week after week after week for something different. It's not even the same thing. It's something different every week. That's an issue. I mean, are we that injury prone this early? I don't know. Don't want to speculate it, but like you said, Eric, it's easy to make that argument on both sides.
This guy didn't have any injuries coming out of Florida. Like he was clean at Florida. I don't remember him having a major injury or missing a game due to injury, but yeah, this is starting to become an issue. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of saying he's injury prone, but I'm just really hoping the MRI comes back with good news. Maybe he misses a week, maybe 2, but nothing that's going to be a long-term ailment. I know he had a AC joint injury in high school. I'm hoping that didn't somehow just resurface and maybe he re-aggravated. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I do think this is very concerning because QB runs are going to be that's going to be a part of Anthony Richardson's game plan, no matter what. And do they back off on it now? I don't know, because this is why you drafted him. He has that ability to take off, to be a runner. But like I've seen like Josh Allen, when you see him get hit in a game, you would think he gets hurt because that man, I mean, he puts his shoulder down, he does hurdles and all that. And that man, he stays healthy. So maybe it is Richardson's unlucky. But anyway, just had to touch in on that.
For sure.
Gardner Minshew, he was out there dealing, best backup in the league. I think that's pretty understood. 11 for 14, 155 yards. A guy that can come in at any point, and it's going to seem like a lot of points in the Indianapolis Colts 2023 season where he does have to come in, but it seems like he can come in and just pick up right where Richardson left off. And I think just signing him in the offseason was perfect. Gardner Minshew may be that guy going forward, depending on what happens with Richardson, but Gardner Minshew did what he did best. Shout out to Shane Steichen for being able to have a game plan. I mean, shout out to Jim Bob Cooter as well, to just be able to have plays for both quarterbacks, whatever happens. Now, Gardner Minshew was a little shaky again at the beginning. We had that 4th and 1 play call at the goal line, essentially. Do you remember that play, Jamal? Where we tried to hit Kylan Granson?
Yeah.
We tried to hit Kylan Granson. He just couldn't get good touch on him while he was getting pressured. Should have been a walk-in touchdown. And I know everyone said we should have taken the points in hindsight, but going up 2 scores right before halftime, I think it would have surged the crowd and the team just going into halftime. So I don't fault Steichen for taking that shot. If Minshew could have got it off, Granson would have walked in with that touchdown, or at least got the first down. But it looked like it was got to be a touchdown. So can't fault him for that. It did fall through, but still, we came out with the dub. So there's not too many. I'm not going to be complaining about a lot here, especially with our offense putting up 23 points, right?
Yeah, that's right, man. Because like you said, it was just smooth sailing the entire time. I wasn't really nervous at any point, especially because we had some more dogs on defense. I mean, I think you can start by saying Ziggy, as always, dude was grinding out again. Another huge game, 12 tackles. That mean that 4th down stop on Derrick Henry. My man is the Kingslayer, boy.
Yeah, Kingslayer. Yeah, he's the defensive MVP of this game, because I felt like our defense was getting picked apart at times. But he was everywhere today, as usual. Made that crucial 4th down stop. I think he's the heart of this defense now. With no Shaq Leonard out there, a lot of big tackles, a lot of impactful tackles. These are he gets a lot of run stuffs, which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our defense, I do feel like we were getting cut up. Now, we limited it to field goals, but I mean, I felt like they drove into the red zone every single drive. That's how I felt. We could not cover DeAndre Hopkins, right?
Yeah, that's
Dude,
right. He was grinding.
dude had hands of glue.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought we were getting killed on third downs. Now that kind of stopped after this, first half, but they were killing us on third downs for a while. They ended the day 5 of 12 on third down efficiency, but I feel like it was like 4 for 4 at the very beginning of the game in the first quarter. But yeah, I mean, Tannehill, he had 264 yards, one interception, one really bad. I guess I won't say really bad interception. They were trying to do anything to push the ball down the field when they were down. They almost got that trick play off with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry seems to get that like a few times a year. That man can sling it too. But we contained Derrick Henry. That's a really big thing. He only had 13 carries for 43 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. I mean, Zack Moss kind of outdid him to the highest extent. But then, and again, the DeAndre Hopkins, 140 yards. That should never happen. That should never happen.
Yeah, it really shouldn't. And he was making it look easy. I mean, he was just going up. I mean, that's on 8 balls. He was just out there having his way. And again, we're lucky that it didn't turn into more scoring opportunities for them, because it could have got ugly real quick, especially if the Henry combo would have been punching at the on the back end of those catches for him. But I don't think I ever want to see somebody else put up a 148 against us again, because that's worrying. That's very worrying for us, especially as we think about these divisional games, or as we get deeper into the season, where these games are going to become more important. And if we have opportunities, or we have circumstances where some of our starters are down and out, we got to make sure everybody who's in there is on the same page, because we just can't let one receiver put up these all-star numbers on us. It just can't happen.
Yeah, we got to fix this pass rush, man. I know we got some people out on defense, but we only had 1 sack. We're trending down in that department. We should have had 2. I know DeForest Buckner. I mean, he had Ryan Tannehill just entangled him, and somehow Tannehill got loose, but not getting those sacks like we're used to. We were killing it at the very beginning of the year. First 3 games even, but only 1 team sack for the day, and that was by Samson Ibukam, who's been, I guess, I would say one of the best additions on defense this year.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's because, I mean, yeah, Unique, he used to get those empty calorie sacks, but Samson Ibukam, he's doing it on every single end. I think we touched on it earlier, but Julian Blackmon's game-sealing interception was huge. Love to see that. Like I said, I knew that thing was coming. I knew Tannehill did not have that Tannehill magic in him. So I was waiting for that. But yeah, defense, I felt like, I mean, Ryan Tannehill throwing for 264 yards. That is uncharacteristic of him. He's usually not throwing for much, because Derrick Henry is usually able to amass about 100 yards a game. So yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, he was making spectacular grabs. He made a really good one over our defender, but we got the win. So
that's what matters, dog.
Yeah, I don't want to shred this defense too much, but something about holding down, a certain receiver every single game. We had to do better in coverage somehow. We had to limit that, because it could have been way worse.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely could have been way worse. But overall, like you said, man, great W. I'll take it any day of the week. And speaking of, y'all guys are still watching this, just want to show everybody, Eric, real quick, 2. Oh, I think I bumped out right there for a second. I got too excited. But 2 pieces of little fun things. I got these 2 awesome cards, y'all. I got a JT. I like to show my memorabilia, but the JT card and this AR card. I'm only showing these though, because I don't like showing all my stuff, but I'm only showing them to give a shout out to the Dugout. That's downtown Indianapolis, a card shop out there. So those of y'all who are in Indy, make sure y'all go in there and check them out. Great people, great shop. Go in there, see what they got. They have more than just sports cards. They got everything you can imagine in there. So it's the Dugout, downtown Indianapolis. Go give them a look out. That's all I got for us today, Eric.
That's all I got too. I will say that final drive by the Colts was amazing because we controlled the clock in the fourth quarter. I feel like that was another key to our victory. That final drive, it lasted like a little over 7 minutes. Because if we would have gave Tannehill in that offense another minute or two, I think it could have been possibly a different game there because they would have had more time. Stop taking big throws by Tannehill because that's not in his forte. But good job to the offense there. Good job to shout out to Shane Steichen. I mean,
doing his thing.
Yeah, doing his thing. We are 3-2 going into Jacksonville, who just won against the Buffalo Bills in London. That is going to be another key game. Like we said, we need to win these divisional games. Going up 4-2, that would be lovely because I believe we just ended a curse with the Tennessee Titans because we haven't beat them in the last 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so let's end another curse in Jacksonville.
Down in Jacksonville?
Down in Jacksonville. Let's do it, right?
Yeah, we can do it. They come back. They jet lagged from being overseas anyway. We straight, dog. It's our time.
We'll see, man. That's what I'm hoping for. That's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We're live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. We'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all take care.
Take care.